Hi, I'm Brittney Saunders and welcome to Big Business, the place where business is far from boring. And today I'm recording on a Wobbical land. Now, this episode in particular that you're listening to is coming out during the Chrissy/holiday break. And some podcasts take a break during the Christmas break, but there's no break for me when it comes to big business. I'm coming out with these episodes, but I thought I would mention I'm recording these from home and the quality may not be exactly the same as when I'm in the studio, but hopefully it will do. I thought it being the end of the year, it would just be a perfect time for me to do a goals of 2024 for me in my business journey. And I wouldn't say, like, reflecting on all the years that I've been in business, I don't think I've ever been one to write down actual goals, and maybe I should. I wouldn't say that I'm very like woo-woo or spiritual, but I definitely do believe in like manifesting and like having goals and dreams and working hard to make them happen. I believe in manifesting in that kind of way, but I've never really sat down and written, I want us to do this much in sales this year and I want to open this many stores and do this, that, and the other. I don't think I've ever written down like a goals list, and I don't want this podcast episode to be like a goals list either. It's more so just the vibe I'm wanting to set for myself personally for 2025. I've actually written down a note here in my phone and I just realized I wrote my business goals for 2024. It's 2025, love. But anyway, let's just get straight into it. So my overall goal for 2025, and I don't know how to put this into words exactly, but I've just written down here, enjoy it a little more. I want that to be my theme for business in 2025. And the reason for that is, and look, I'm saying this now and I can absolutely make this my goal, but what's a bet? I'm just going to hustle harder than I ever have in 2025 because that's what I seem to do every single year. But I wanted to make this the theme of 2025 for me because I truly feel like all I did in 2024 especially is just hustled. And it's a really tricky thing because obviously if you're in business and you own the business and it's essentially all up to you, like how much the business is going to make and how many steps forward it's going to take, if it's all on you, it's only natural that you're going to want to go all in and just work harder than you ever have before. But at some point, especially with where I've gotten fate to at this stage, I feel like at some point I just want to actually stop and enjoy it a little more. So that is my overall theme for 2025, enjoy it a little more. And earlier this year, I had Christian Hull on the pod to talk about his business and how he shut it down. And Christian follows me. And when I was chatting with him, the conversation really stuck with me because he was saying, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, like, go out there and enjoy it. And he was making jokes saying, like, go and buy a Lamborghini or some crazy car like that or whatever. But what he was saying is, like, you should enjoy this more, like everything that you've built. And I think I really want to. And I've spoken about this in previous pods this year as well, is like, I have this like guilt when it comes to sitting back and enjoying like all my hard work kind of thing. And I don't know why that is. I'm sure it stems from somewhere in my brain from my childhood. But I genuinely don't ever have time off. And I was joking about this on my other podcast a few weeks back now. Because I get like a pay slip every week from Fate. And I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of annual leave. And I've never used 1 hour of my annual leave, and I've got it sitting there like just like all of our other team members at Fate, and I've never used 1 hour. I don't think AJ has either. And I went on one holiday in 2024, was to my cousin's wedding in Bali, and I just went and AJ stayed home. So that was my 1 week where I was away, and even then I didn't use any of the annual leave. I don't know what it is. Like, I think it's like a business owner thing, but I just feel extreme guilt if I ever take time off, which is weird to say because I'm sure all of you listening will be like, what the fuck? Like, take the time off, girl. Like, enjoy everything that you've made. But it might just be like an owner's guilt or something. But I've never just taken a day off to like take a day off. And I think this is why I want my theme of 2025 to be enjoy it a little more, just because I want to get rid of that guilt of I just feel like I can't stop and enjoy what I'm doing, because I then think I can't just take a day off to sit around the house and just sit on the back deck, because then imagine all the things that I could be doing at work. And I think this is a really unhealthy habit that I have developed, and that I'm sure a lot of other business owners have. Like, I'm sure it's a common thing. But I want to change that in 2025. I think we all know that life is truly short and no one is ever guaranteed tomorrow. And I think that's one of the scary things about owning a business and building a business, is you are so invested in it. Like, it is my every thought. It is my every part of my being. And so you're just so concentrated on like always working on something new, or taking the next step with your business and growing it to the next point and smashing out another sales goal, whatever it is. But then at the same time, like at some point, us as owners, we do have to stop and like enjoy where we are and like reap the benefits of all the hard work that we've done. And maybe it would be taking a day off to sit on my back deck and swim in the pool or something. Like I've never done that, and I would feel so much guilt if I did do that. But again, like life is short. No one's guaranteed tomorrow. And why are we working so hard if we're not enjoying any moment of it? And I really want that to be my theme of 2025. But let's see what happens when 2025 comes around, because it truly is just so hard when you feel like you're the leader of your entire team and you're the leader of your business. You feel like you can't stop and just do nothing, or just like relax, or just go away for a week, because I truly feel guilty, but I genuinely want to try and do more of that in 2025. There are a lot of other things that I want to do. Like, I obviously want to keep growing my business, and I'm sure I'm just going to go out there and work even harder in 2025. And I'd love to say that I'm not going to, and that I'd like to just smooth sail for a year and just really enjoy where we are. I'm sure I'll end up working harder than ever before. Another thing that I really want to do in my business in 2025, which I feel like we're kind of always doing, but something that I want to put a massive focus on in 2025, is just taking a good look over our company and all the people that we have in our company and all the positions that we have. We're huge now. Like, we've got 60 something employees. I'm pretty sure it could even be 70 something. And that's exciting, and it's also scary, because you never want your business to get to the point where you hear the saying all the time, like you've got too many chefs in the kitchen. We've obviously grown so much and needed all these people in our company to sustain the growth, or to keep the operations running smoothly. But another thing that I really want to do, just like given the size of our company in 2025, I just want to really refine all of the people and their positions in our company. Like, I just want to look a lot into the like operational side of our business and just be across the board. Like, I can get so caught up in moving forward and opening the next store and creating all this content for our social media that I sometimes, I guess I don't spend enough time looking at the back end of our business. But I just really want to go through the company with a fine tooth comb, make sure we've got all the right people in the right positions. I want to work closely, especially with all of our, I don't like to say like high level management people in our company, but I guess everyone that's the boss of someone in our company, and we've got a lot of those people now. I want to work closely with them and make sure all their teams are doing really well, and just be really across the board in terms of staff, because I've always said I never want Fate to become so big that it's out of my control. And if I kept growing at the pace that we are growing at now, it could definitely lead that way. And I'm sure that's what happens with a lot of businesses. You go from starting it yourself, having one employee, to 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then I'm sure once it gets up into 100 and something or even more, like it can become out of your own control, because the company essentially grows bigger than you do and the teams grow bigger than you do. And all of a sudden you've got all these chefs in the kitchen and you feel like you're not the head chef anymore and you're not kind of across everything. So I'd like to spend 2025 just doing a deep dive into our company. I mean, I'm so involved already as it is. I'm saying this now when I already know everything that's going on, but I'd just like to make sure we've got all the right people in the right positions and make sure just like everyone's on the right track, and, you know, looking at all of our stores individually, there's just a lot, and I'd like to just be across the board in 2025, because honestly, the last 2 to 3 years of us has just been grow, 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 grow. So now I'm at this really good position. I kind of want to make sure everything's locked. So there are 2 huge goals for me for 2025. Number 1 is enjoying it a little more, and number 2 is just taking a good look and making sure everything's running smoothly. Like, I think that's what I mean when I'm saying what I've just been talking about. And the third goal for me is do more community involved activations, whether they're in real life or online. We started our Fate Society Facebook group in 2024, which I've spoken about in previous episodes, and it is the best thing that we've done in a long time. And if you don't know what it is, we just essentially started a community group on Facebook. It's it's free for us to run and free for people to join, which is absolutely amazing. And it's a group where we can communicate with our community directly on a day-to-day basis. And it's great because it's a forum where everyone can post as well. So it just opens up the conversation, and it has all of the same people that are, have something in common, which is loving our business and our brand and our clothes. It allows us to have a space where we can all connect and be together, rather than it just being like a one-way line of us as a brand communicating to our customers through EDM, through email marketing, through our social media. Instead, we've got this fantastic group where everyone's involved in the conversation. And we started this group in, I don't know if it was like February or March of 2024. And it was just this little idea. Like, I'd seen a bunch of other brands have their community groups. And I thought, let's just start one of these. And the goal was, let's get to 10,000 members, like, eventually. That was our big goal when we started the group. And now we're at, I think, 40,000 members. And it's just gone off the chain. It's become a full-time job, within our office, and we absolutely love it. It's also equally as full on. And through that group, we've done so many things throughout the year. I really should have kept a note of all the things that we've done in there. We've done giveaways. Everyone in our group gets early access, a sneak peek to everything new that we're coming out with. We've done some secret launches specifically in the group. We did our Fate community event in Newcastle just a couple of months ago, where we hosted an influencer style event, but it was for customers only, and we sold the tickets through that group. And it's just been amazing to be involved with our community in such a different way than we have in any previous years. And I just see us really honing in more on customer focused and community focused activations, whether it be exclusive collections or in-person meetups, giveaways, competitions, just anything and everything. I can really see us steering in that direction in 2025, because I think there's just so much value, obviously, in your own community. The emphasis has always been on influencers, for so many years, and I obviously know that myself, being an ex-influencer myself. Someone actually said to me the other day, I would still classify you as an influencer. And I was like, really? And it got me thinking, what makes someone an influencer? I would definitely say I could still call myself an influential person. I could influence someone to do something, but I don't see myself as an influencer anymore, because I'm not getting paid to promote other brands like I was. But who knows? What is the real definition of influencer? I think that everyone can have their own interpretation of what that means. But yeah, the social media and brands has been so much about influencer marketing over the years, and we dabbled our toes in community-based activations and getting them more involved in 2024. And I just feel like it's the way I can see this entire industry moving, is getting your community and your customers involved more. And we did our first ever influencer brand trip in 2024, but we took 7 customers instead, and it was just the best thing ever. So I can definitely see us involving our community more, and I think that's really what makes our brand special. So those are my 3 goals for 2025. So number 1, enjoying it a little more. Number 2, just having a great understanding of the ins and outs of our entire business, from everyone's roles to our financials, looking at our stores and how they're all doing, understanding the operations. I just want to make sure, and I already am across absolutely every nook and cranny in the business, but I want to make sure I never lose side of that, especially if we do continue growing into 2025, because again, like the business is becoming quite big. Like it's gone from little old me by myself to 60 plus people. So it's just really important, if your business is growing in that kind of way, that you don't lose sight of everything that's going on and you understand, every part of your business. I think that's just really important. And thirdly, doing more community involved activations, whatever they may be. They're my 3 main goals. And I thought I would do this episode, and I'm going to come back to it. I should do a follow-up episode at the end of 2025 and see just how well I did all of these 3 things. And like I said at the start of this episode, I have a billion goals that I should probably write down. I feel like I should definitely write them down. I feel like I just go into, all the years just blend together, don't they? Like, it's so interesting how differently you see time and days and weeks and months going from like when I used to work a 9 to 5 to now running a business. Like it's all the same to me. Oh. And I think it's important for us as business owners to have some sort of goal, whether it's individual itemized goals or just a theme. Like my theme of the year is enjoying it a little more. I think it's really important to have these goals and just to be mindful when moving into a new year with business. And that's about it from me. This has been a little bonus holiday season episode, and I'll have episodes coming out every single week throughout this period. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in my next episode.